Hi everyone, today I've got a really quick and easy tutorial for you. I'm going to show you how to make this book cake topper. Okay, so to begin with, I've got a small piece of white modelling paste. I've kneaded till pliable and I'm just going to roll that out to about 1 centimetre thick. And you can see how thick it is there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a rectangular shape. I haven't measured it, I'm just going to decide on the size as I go. Okay, I can see that side there is a little wonky, so I'm just going to trim that off. There we go. So I'm just going to smooth off the sides there with my knife and cake smoother. I'm going to trim a little bit off there. Alright, so now I'm just going to mark some pages. I'm just going to hold it one side with my blade tool and then I'm just going to press in with my knife very, very gently. And then we're going to make sure we're going to do both sides at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to do the other side. And then don't forget to do the corners as well, because they help to make the book look a little bit weathered. So I did try and show you what this looked like in the camera, but it didn't really show up, so I just took a little bit picture there, and that's the kind of effect you get. Okay, so now we're going to make the cover, and I've just coloured some of the white modelling paste blue, and I'm going to roll that out to a couple of millimetres thick. Don't forget to check out the description where I list everything that I used. You can take a closer look later. Okay, so we're just going to stick the pages into position. I've used a clear alcohol, but you can use edible glue if you wish. And now I'm just going to cut one side of the cover, leaving a couple of millimetres overhang. There we go. So now I'm just going to get rid of the excess paste that I don't want. So I'm just going to fold that over and then just trim away the excess, just to make it easier to work with. And now I'm just going to mark where we're going to want to cut it so it matches the other side of the book cover. Open it up and then I'm just going to cut that away. Okay, and now we're just going to do the same with the sides of the book. So if you do find this tutorial useful, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you. So that's the last side cut. And now I'm just going to smooth off the edges with my cake smoother before adding a little bit of clear alcohol along the spine and the front of the book, and then sticking the cover in position. And there we go. So I'm just using the back side of a knife just to gently score a line down the top of my book. I'm using the back so it doesn't cut into it. That's just giving me a guide just to come in with my blade tool, just to gently make a little indent where the spine is. And then I'm going to do the same just at the top and the bottom of the book, and this will just give us a little bit of a little crevice to put a little bit of a gold line in there. So this will help it be flush with the rest of the cover and not stick out. So very gently just drawing a line around the edge of the book. And then if you want to, you can always smooth that line out with a clean dry brush. And there we go. So I've just got some kind of orangey coloured paste, and I'm just going to form that into a tube and then use my cake smoother to make it even thinner. And then what we're going to do is add a little bit of clear alcohol into that little line there, and then I'm just going to place my tube into that line. There we go. Just trim the excess a little bit. And then you can neaten it off again with a dry brush. I just need to trim that a little bit more. I'm just going to tap that around underneath. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my cake smoother just to flatten it so it becomes flush with the book cover there. So then I'm just going to repeat the same with the other gold line at the bottom. So as I said before, you'll find a lot more information about this tutorial in the description, as well as a list to all the items that I used, including things like the colours. So yeah, please do take a look. Okay, so that's that bottom one done. And again, you can just neaten them off to make them look the same size with a dry brush. Okay, so lastly, I'm just going to do a little ribbon. So I've got some red modelling paste. Again, I'm rolling it out into a tube with my cake smoother. And then I'm going to flatten it with my cake smoother. And there we go. So I'm just going to trim the end off so it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to trim again, so I've got my ribbon. So that's only about 5mm in length. So then I'm just going to cut a little V out at the bottom there. I hope you can see that, it's so small. I'm just neating it off with my blade tool. And I'm just going to make a little hole with my blade tool there in the book where the pages are. So I can just insert that ribbon. Just making sure that it's big enough. Add a little bit of clear alcohol and then pop that into position. And there we go. Just give it a squeeze. And lastly, if your book's got a little distorted, you can always straighten it out with your smoother again. Okay, so that's your book cake topper made. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do check out my other ones. Please comment, like and subscribe for more and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.